Story 1. Extreme filters on social media are causing significant damage to our mental health and can easily lead to body dysmorphia. Story 2. Pranking civilians who are simply going about their business is controversial. I believe that recording someone in public should be penalized in some way, and exploiting or monetizing such acts should also be considered a felony with jail time. Story 3. Disney live-action remakes. Surely, casting Robert Downey Jr. as the Great Mouse Detective will be the bottom of the barrel, right? Story 4. Buccal fat surgery is likely to occur as individuals who have undergone the procedure often express regret due to negative public perceptions of their appearance. Story 5. Climate change, habitat loss, human trafficking, religious extremism, spam calls, war, and the erosion of rights are significant issues. If we could address greed, we could potentially resolve many of these challenges. Story 6. Those long fake nails that look like talons. I had them once for a wedding and couldn't even text properly for weeks. Story 7. Filming people to shame them typically falls into two categories. Some individuals do not care that they are being filmed, and it does not affect them. Others should not be shamed, like the Brazilian woman on the airplane, as it can and has ruined their lives. This practice only serves a very small percentage of people who may deserve it, and it is not worth the harm caused to innocent individuals. Additionally, the Brazilian woman is suing the airline and the person who filmed her, and I hope she wins. It is enough already. Story 8. I would say people wearing their pants halfway down are here to stay. Story 9. Lifestyle vlogging. Your life is not that interesting if you have to edit it numerous times before your social media followers see how you live. Story 10. Extreme body fillers, fat removal, and implants are becoming increasingly popular. Some individuals continue to enhance their appearance each year, but this obsession may eventually decline, making it difficult for younger generations to keep up. Story 11. Assuming your social media feed and 15 minutes on a browser make your opinion more valid than actual research or expert opinion. Story 12. The unattractive doll lips evoke a strong negative reaction in me, making it difficult to make eye contact with individuals who have them. There are many television shows and movies I cannot bring myself to watch. 25 years ago, these individuals would have been featured on the front page of sensational tabloids as examples of botched plastic surgery. Story 13. There is a general disdain or lack of empathy for our fellow humans. Many people perceive strangers as not their concern, and I admit I don't worry about everyone I encounter on the street. I am more referring to the selfishness I observe when discussing the suffering of others. This lack of empathy disturbs me. Story 14. See-through clothing, hosiery, and lingerie are worn as outerwear, with no pants, mainly in black or tan. Story 15. Being proud of your social anxiety and calling it introversion. This whole stay at home, don't answer the door, please cancel plans so I can binge watch shows, I just can't deal with social situations, is disrupting our sense of community and mental health. As a parent of a teenager, I can say the kids are not okay. Story 16. Demonizing and dehumanizing the opposing party in politics. We used to have elections where the candidates cared about the needs of both sides and aimed to serve all constituents while prioritizing their own party. Now, we have candidates who build their entire campaign around criticizing the other party's missteps, further dividing the nation. Story 17. Private equity buying out every brand and selling inferior versions of products you used to love until the company goes out of business. Story 18. The excessive control of pain medication for chronic pain patients can make them feel like they are being treated as addicts for requesting 5 milligrams of oxycodone. This medication helps alleviate their suffering for about 20 minutes a day. Story 19. Fake eyelashes and contouring promote the idea that you must completely change your face with makeup to be considered acceptable. Story 20. Tablets for elementary school children. They do not need to be on their screens all day at school. They can learn to read without social isolation and excessive stimulation. Story 21. Cable news. Fox and MSNBC are both directly responsible for the situation we are in as a country. They should have ceased operations with the decline of live cable broadcasting, but unfortunately, effective marketing strategies on social media platforms saved them from that fate. Story 22. Parasocial relationships with podcasters have always existed in talk shows and radio shows, but they are at a whole new level now. It is challenging to confront any misguided opinions that colleagues mindlessly repeat from popular figures like Joe Rogan. An entire generation of insecure men sees their toxic traits validated by a man who shares similar insecurities. Story 23. Traditional wife influencers encourage grown women to infantilize themselves. On the other hand, political lesbians, who refer to themselves as the 4B movement, represent a mix of anxiety, depression, and gender resentment. This situation is not beneficial for anyone. Story 24. People act as if eating is as casual as shaking hands. That's not a snack. That's a biohazard. Story 25. TikTok is launching ridiculous trends. My daughters are not old enough to use a smartphone, so I hope we move on to another phase where social media stops promoting foolish content. Story 26. The garbage tourists, like Ramsey, are a serious concern. I genuinely hope his case sets a precedent for Asian countries to implement harsher punishments for tourists who behave inappropriately. Story 27. Impossible beauty standards already existed, but artificial intelligence is exacerbating them significantly. This is damaging for the younger generations. While it may not affect me personally, social media is causing mental health problems on a large scale. Story 28. Why are there still people going door to sell products, especially solar energy or cable services? Can be seen as a scam and is also dangerous. Story 29. Filming everything you do, sharing it on social media, and then responding to the backlash because someone disagrees can become a cycle. Many influencers complain about receiving criticism for various aspects of their lives, from home renovations to parenting choices, to even the brands of groceries they purchase. However, they seem to overlook that they bring this scrutiny upon themselves. These issues would not arise if they chose not to film and post their lives. While I understand the perspective that all engagement is good engagement on social media, it is exhausting to witness individuals complain about minor criticisms that they didn't need to showcase in the first place. Story 30. I hope family influencers and vloggers stop making money by exploiting their content featuring children who cannot consent. Those poor kids work every single day without any private moments, while their parents knowingly give inappropriate individuals access to them. Something needs to change soon. Story 31. Being relentlessly marketed to on every site and everywhere I go is overwhelming. I miss the days when I didn't have to sit through several minutes of advertisements for products I am never going to buy before and during a video or podcast. Story 32. Using exaggeration and satire as facts, while disregarding context and nuance to prove a point, has become increasingly common. The act of being objective has been under attack for the last 10 years, and the situation is worsening in various social settings. The dogmatic nature of Western culture to form beliefs and confirm biases is making our society less informed overall. Story 33. Trying to apply social media logic and norms to real life. Many people are losing their situational awareness because they are living virtually. People should not approach strangers asking for their doctor because they believe someone has undergone plastic surgery or want to know where to get lip injections because they look natural. Individuals should not be harassing strangers in the street with pranks that amount to assault or create needlessly terrifying situations because they saw a staged video they thought was funny enough to replicate. People should not follow others around to record them simply because they find them attractive or amusing. I am desperate for social conduct and basic respect to return. Story 34. Staged scenarios such as proposal videos or chance encounters, as well as detailed, supposedly intelligent opinions, often aim for clicks. Even some street interviews can be staged. Personally, I have no problem with any of these, but I seek honesty. Given our current circumstances, there is enough hype, enough lies, and enough misleading news. If you have to cheat in a card game, you didn't really win, you merely manipulated the outcome. It's all smoke and mirrors. We watch movies which are entirely fictional, so what is wrong with admitting the staging? Story 35. The 40-hour workweek, or 44 hours in my country, can be overwhelming. Working 5 to 6 days a week, or aiming for a 4-day workweek with a maximum of 36 hours, is ideal. It can be exhausting even for mentally and physically healthy individuals, and it is significantly worse for those of us who are not. Story 36. Cashless venues. Requests for tips before service is rendered. Convenience fees when there is only one payment option. Story 37. It has some promise, but I expect that the economic powers will use it to make life worse. Flooding the market with low-quality products and scams, making customer support more tedious, and surveilling and profiling individuals. Story 38. The popularity of being neurodivergent, particularly among the largely undiagnosed autistic and ADHD cohort. Story 39. Believing information without critically examining its nature, origin, and purpose, as well as seeking independent corroboration, can lead to misinformation. Story 40. People talking in ASMR videos and tapping on objects at the same time bothers me. I dislike it. Story 41. Everything is being made into content, every hobby is being commodified, and every aspect of living is being stripped of its innate joy just to serve the purpose of capital. Story 42. Integrating artificial intelligence into everything is unnecessary. I can write my own messages in Gmail without being prompted. I can have excellent grammar if I want to. It's simply frustrating. Story 43. Pranking civilians, the ever-changing fast fashion cycle, unnecessary Amazon items, the embarrassment of United States politics, and the politicization of everything. Story 44. Sharenting and family vlogging have been around for a while, but we need to regulate them more. Children are human beings and deserve their privacy. If they are being used for content creation and generating income, they are entitled to that income as well. I am comfortable seeing children of people I know online, as long as it is a private account and nothing embarrassing or personal is shared about them. It may also be best not to share their full names. Story 45. Content creators. You know the type I mean. Individuals earning significant income by showcasing their bodies. We have truly reached a concerning low as humanity. Story 46. A trend I hope will disappear in 5 years is mobile phones. 30 years from now, people will laugh at how we behaved in the 2020s. Story 47. Those advertisements using the faces and voices of famous doctors make them endorse products they do not even know about. Some of these endorsements are obvious, but many could pass as legitimate endorsements, making it seem like it is actually them speaking. Story 48. The idea that there is such a thing as artificial intelligence or materialism as a whole is significant. However, I believe it may take another 10 to 20 years until it is no longer dominant. Story 49. The word glazing makes anyone giving the slightest compliment sound insincere. I don't think we should discourage people from giving compliments. Story 50. Recording random people in public, making them look foolish, and posting it for millions to laugh at. Story 51. The drag racing occurs every Saturday and Sunday morning in the new development behind my house, which used to back onto a forested area. Fortunately, I live in the house only 3 months out of the year. I would love to sleep in just once, but it's not happening. Story 52. Lumpy clothes with no finesse in cutting, the type that looks like it has been made by child labor due to the simplicity that allows children to work on and work quickly. Yes, it's that brand coming to mind right now. Story 53. People replying to questions with, I asked an AI and it said, have a similar energy to let me Google that for you, but somehow with extra main character energy. These individuals often know little about the topic yet feel compelled to give an opinion anyway. Story 54. Giant, unattractive, pale houses with dark windows. They are as charming and inviting as Jason's hockey mask. Story 55. The non-stop increasing size of trucks, combined with the acceleration capabilities of electric vehicles, raises concerns about their potential to be more dangerous in traffic accidents. Story 56. Using artificial intelligence to generate plausible sounding but false information instead of actually researching facts. For example, insisting to your librarian that a fictional book title exists and they should be able to find it. Story 57. A trend I hope ends in 5 years regarding artificial intelligence use on social media is the over-reliance on generative artificial intelligence for content creation without human oversight. While artificial intelligence tools have revolutionized content creation, They can sometimes lack the nuance and emotional depth that human creators bring. Over-reliance on artificial intelligence could lead to homogenization of content and a loss of personal touch, which is crucial for engaging audiences effectively. Balancing artificial intelligence efficiency with human creativity and empathy will be essential for maintaining meaningful interactions on social media. Story 58. Victimism culture involves individuals who constantly scrutinize your words and interpret them in the worst possible light to formulate a "so you are saying ______ argument." These individuals attempt to misrepresent your statements while presenting themselves as virtuous. It is exhausting, and everyone recognizes their behavior. Story 59. Social media. I don't want to be preachy, but I have nothing else left except Reddit, and it feels so freeing. The fake people, constant advertisements, and the algorithm that pulls you into discourse can be overwhelming. Life is too short. I've spent way more time on fulfilling activities. Story 60. Influencer culture. I want social media to return to being a place where cat videos receive the most attention. Story 61. Movie trailers that include clips before the main trailer play don't make sense to me. Story 62. The anti-vaccine, anti-science, and anti-education sentiment in our society feels like we are slipping back into the dark ages for the benefit of a few greedy individuals. Story 63. Driverless cars. Anyone who is concerned about traffic should be alarmed that there are vehicles operating without drivers. Story 64. Division and identity politics create separation among people, categorizing them as black, white, large, small, LGBTQ+, disabled, athletic, or otherwise. This divisiveness occurs regardless of who is doing it. I find this aspect of diversity, equity, inclusion, and Black Lives Matter concerning. While I understand that trust and fairness can be lacking, I prefer that individuals have incentives to be fair rather than being part of programs or movements that categorize people. Everyone is valuable and deserves respect. Division does not benefit us. Story 65. Young women are undergoing excessive filler, anti-aging treatments, and plastic surgery. It will take some years to see how negatively this will affect those who have undergone these procedures. Story 66. Not a trend as such, but I wish gyms would ban people from recording themselves and ban phones in general. I look around during sets, and all I can see are people typing and swiping. Please leave your phone in your locker for 1 hour. Story 67. Fake eyelashes. Adults who describe food as yummy, people saying oof, vaping, galaxy gas, mukbangs, pro-fat content, binge eating on camera, and influencers. Story 68. The excessive and frustrating overuse of the words toxic and narcissist has led to a loss of their true meaning. Since many users on Reddit lean toward a certain political viewpoint and tend to use these terms frequently, I anticipate significant downvotes for this perspective. Feel free to express your opinions. I will continue to uphold this stance. Story 69. Those annoying YouTube videos where half of the content is about a company sponsoring it. YouTube did not used to have so many videos sponsored by large companies. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.